What is up, fellow chiggas? Anyways, I'm gonna show you my Iowa pictures. Here's a statue of a frog. Here's a metal sculpture of some animals. Here's a couple of turtles doing wherever the fuck that is. And here's a softshell turtle. You can see some wood ducks in the background. Speaking of wood ducks, here are the wood ducks. I'm surprised they don't fly out. Here's a taxidermy snow goose. Here's a striped skunk. It looks legit, but it's actually fake. Here's the DeLorean, a 3D printed car. Some boots, probably a hoverboard. Some dreams really do come true. Here's some conservation signs. Signs alone don't protect the wildlife. People do. Here's the evolution of medical equipment throughout the years. Here's an alligator snapping turtle. Here's the skull of a bison and the antlers of a white-tailed deer. Here's the taxidermied snowy owl, and it looks really uncomfortable. Here's the skull of a fucking, I don't know, some bovine and some antlers, venison, whatever the hell. Here's a crayfish, right? Here's a paddlefish. These are the shells of a turtle. Here's a bald-faced hornet nest. Here's a taxidermied beaver. Here's some mussels, the types of mussels. Here's some bluegill and a pike or a muskie. Honestly, can't really tell these days. Probably a pike, to be honest. Here's a gator skull. Here's some bird eggs. Here's a molt of a crayfish. It's not a dead one. It's just a molt. Here's another molt. Here's some insects of the Iowa thingamajig. I'm surprised I don't see more praying mantises. Here's the bald eagles of Iowa. Here's an alligator snapping turtle skeleton. I caught this big bubba right here, bro. This is a giant behemoth of an alligator, bro. This dude was an absolute unit. Here's a siren. It's an animal called a siren. I forgot. Yeah, it's a siren animal. You can probably search up. And I know it looks like an axolotl, but it's actually just an animal called a siren. You can search it up later. Siren amphibian, I don't know. Some box turtles. Here's a lizard. I forgot his name. It was like a rough. If it was a lizard, I forgot its name. I forgot. Oh yeah, it's a salamander. Here's a corn snake. Here's watershed, a simulation of it. Here's a Wyoming toad. They're endangered. Here's a sturgeon and some paddlefish. Here's a compass plant, very long. Here's a metal sculpture of a xenomorph. Artificial intelligence. R2-D2 knockoff. Actual R2-D2. Robots. You can see Rob right there. Here's the Terminator. Here's E.T. Weird looking ass. I took a selfie with Albert Einstein. It looks blurry as hell. Here's a kestrel. Here's a barn owl. Here are some carp in a pond. Some turtles chilling out. You can see all the litter around it. But still, turtles living in a pond. This is like, it looks more like a lake to me, but it's actually a pond. Here's a bald eagle. Here's a red-tailed hawk. Here's a sculpture of trading between Native Americans and white people. Here's a white person trying to go on a kayak. Here's some Americans Hall of Fame. I think that's Louis Armstrong right there. Yeah. Here's a carpet eel. Here's a sawfish rostrum. Very interesting. They use that to cut up their food. There's gold in them dar hills. This is the equipment they used to back then in the gold rush, you know. Here are some passenger pigeons. Really depressing, to be honest. I wish these animals are still alive. Here's coyote and a bighorn sheep. Look closely. That's a bobcat. That's a beaver. Right there. Here are some kayakers. probably some settlers or explorers. Here's a tortoise. Here's a shell of a sea turtle. Here are some random ass fish. I think that was a tetra or something. And here's a pleco. And anyways, that's it.